your MSU Extension State Health Specialist, back with you in our series of conversations about COVID-19. Thanks for joining us today. I am joined today by Cardeysha Ward, one of our MSU Extension 4-H Junior Master Wellness volunteers from Hinds County. She is in the Jackson Public Schools Career Development Center program, where she's enrolled in the Teacher Academy under the instruction of Dr. Sophia Marshall Chapman. And I think that Dr. Marshall Chapman is watching today. So hello, Dr. Chapman. Thanks for tuning in. Cardeysha, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Would you tell our listeners a little bit about? I might have stole your thunder by giving that background on you, but tell us a little bit about yourself and just kind of introduce yourself to the Facebook world.
Good morning. My name is Cardeysha Ward. I am 17 years old. I attend Forest Hill High School, where I'm part of many clubs and activities. I am a cheerleader, a part of our Save the Promise Club, and I have my own nonprofit organization called At True to Be Us.
Wow, you're busy.
Yes, sir.
And quite a leader, it sounds like. Tell us a little bit about, let's just jump right into talking about COVID-19. I'm really interested. We've talked to a lot of people in these conversations about COVID-19, but we've not really focused on the youth sector much. And I want to hear about how COVID-19 has impacted you and your family first. And then we'll talk a little bit about how it's affected your peers and your friendships. But start with your family. Tell us how it's affected you and your family.
COVID-19 has took a big effect on me and my family. I can say we're not allowed to do like a lot of the things that we would, like, family outings and going to the movies in the park, spending time with other family members. We actually missed a funeral. My cousin Tracy died over she had a large heart, and she died, and we couldn't go to Chicago to go to her funeral because of COVID-19, and we didn't want, it's only immediate family at the funerals, and we didn't want to interfere or being around a lot of people, social distancing, keeping our distance.
Wow, that's pretty intense. We're all impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic in one way or the other, but I'm always struck by just how unique our stories are. And for you to be affected that directly by not being able to go to a funeral is really tough. And I'm sorry about the loss of your cousin. That's just doubly difficult with the restrictions on travel right now. Tell us a little bit about how this has impacted your relationships with your friends and your peers.
COVID-19 has affected my relationship with my friends. I don't have many friends, and so the few friends that I do have, we're like family. So we're really close and really tight. And it has took effect on them because we're not able to see each other. And, we call each other every day, make sure that each other's okay, make sure, our families are okay, that we're safe. As for my classmates, we have been, we keep in touch on our Zoom meetings in our classrooms. We actually lost a classmate recently. And that was kind of, it took a toll on us as a class, and, we were pretty sad and bummed out about that because we lost one of our good classmates who made us laugh and was always there to make people and cheer them up. And it kind of took an effect on like some of my friends where they fall into a series of depression and have anxiety. And so I have to remind them and tell them, it's okay. We're going to get through it. You're fine. I'm here for you whenever you need me. If you need to talk, if you need to call, no matter what time of day it is, I'm here for you. Don't let that affect you. We got it. Stay positive, stay in that right set of mind.
You're a good friend, Cardeysha.
Thank you.
I can't imagine. Wow, you've had two losses now that you've mentioned. That's intense. I'm gonna go off script. I know we had some questions we talked about beforehand. I want to just ask, what ways are you staying in touch with friends? Are you using like FaceTime? I know you mentioned Zoom. Are y'all using other apps, or what's your best way to stay in touch?
My best way to stay in touch with friends is my close friends is FaceTime. We FaceTime each other every day. All of my close friends that are like sisters and brothers to me, we FaceTime every day, or we call each other, by phone. Sometimes if we have to, we'll video chat on Instagram or Messenger. With my classmates, I stay in touch with them and my teachers by using Zoom, and stay in touch with my cheerleader sisters by using Zoom as well.
Great. Tell us about what silver linings you're seeing. We've talked about the difficulty, but we tend to try to find the. I'm trying to find the silver linings and what all this negativity means for us. There's got to be some good. What good are you seeing come out of it?
Yeah, I know that sometimes that we can focus more on the negativity than the positivity. But some positivity that I've been seeing with COVID-19 that has took an effect on people is, getting to work on yourself. A lot of people, they are stressed out from work, they're stressed out from school. And so for this time, this here is your break. Work on yourself, be able to stay true to yourself, exercise, eat healthy. In our world, if you think about it, it's not a lot of pollution because we're using less cars because of the jobs that are being shut down. So the cars and buses are being used less. So there's not a lot of pollution in our air, and our air is a little clearer. But as for our people, I say that we, keep pushing, we keep striving. You work hard, you exercise, stay true to yourself, be yourself. Spend time with your family, because I know some people that don't get to spend a lot of time with their family at home because they're either working or they're at school. So this is the time that you can take to, keep in touch with your family and, work on yourself and exercise and eat healthy and just be who you are.
All right, Cardeysha, you got to get on the motivational speaker circuit when this is all over because you got me excited and fired up. It really is difficult to see silver linings in times like this, but you're finding them and you articulate them so well, and I appreciate the encouragement that you offer, and I hope that you're sharing those messages with people around around you, with your family and your friends, putting them on social media. And we need to get that word out. We need to get you uh, telling more people that, because you definitely have an encouraging spirit about you, and I appreciate that. Um, what do you see the effect of COVID-19 just on your general perspective on life? Kind of balancing that negative, the challenges, with the positive, these silver linings you're finding. How's it shaping your overall way of seeing life right now?
It's shaping my overall way of seeing life because some I feel like we as people, we kind of take granted of our loved ones. Sometimes we don't get to say goodbye, or that one last I love you. So this is the time that you take to stay in touch with your family in keeping social distancing. Let your family members know that you care, call them, let them know that you love them, let them know that you're there for them whenever they need you. And I feel like, this is a time where we should become more closer than ever because we're in a house with each other. And I know siblings, we fight a lot. So that gives us time to, connect and grow a bond with each other and get to know each other better.
Is this having any influence, you think, on what you're thinking about doing for a career?
Yes, it does have an influence of what I think of my career. My future career is a future social worker. I want to
Hmm.
be an all-around social worker, and if necessary, I might go back to school and become a registered nurse. And I feel like with being a social worker, you keep up with what goes on in today, and you keep up with what the children and the people in different situations go through. So as my future career, I do feel like it affects me.
You've got a social worker spirit, Cardeysha. I can tell. That's great to hear. Um, those are good perspectives, and I'm glad to know that this is really helping you solidify what you want to do. Uh, so, I used to be young, but I'm not anymore. I need you to help me understand and help our viewers understand how we can best connect and support young people like you. Um, Times have changed, technology's changed. There's so much that's different now from when I was coming up and was your age. What would you say to uh, grown-ups or adults like me in terms of how we can help youth like you make it through this difficult time?
Um, I say something that you can do to help us teens is being very understanding. With online classes, a lot of kids are going through stress because of online classes, and
Mm-hmm.
just having their parents, letting them know that you're there and letting them know that you're there for them when you need them the most. I feel like, some parents should be like, come on, hey, let's go play a family board game and let's watch a movie, to gain a bond. Get to know your child better, be with them, have fun with them, take this time to, connect with them more often than normally don't get to do when you don't have a break.
Thank you, Cardeysha. Thank you so much for joining us today. These have been great insights, and like I said, you've got a future as a motivational speaker. You can definitely use your social work skills one day to help clients one person at a time, and I hope you get on the speaking circuit and help large crowds at a time as well. I really am inspired by your messages. And viewers, thank you all for joining us today. We're all in this boat together, and I've said before, using that analogy, we're just trying to row to shore, and it takes all of us rowing in the same direction. But sometimes we get tired and we need to look to the right or to the left and let our boat mates row a little harder and give us a break. And Cardeysha has given us some good insights on how we can give each other a break from time to time. I appreciate you all tuning in, paying attention, and we invite you to leave your comments and suggestions for future episodes of our conversations about COVID-19. And just thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. And again, Cardeysha, I really appreciate you. I encourage everyone, as always, stay vigilant and stay healthy.